Welcome back to Urban Sprawl. The introduction sequence was lots of fun to put together. And I must admit, I really enjoyed raiding the ancient city and finding all the goodies. It was really strange. The very first chest that I looked in, I got Swift Sneak 3. Which is awesome. And I managed to do it without actually triggering the wardens. So the end of the sequence was me purposefully spawning the warden just so I can experience it and see if I could find out ways to kill the warden. I knew that the warden's range was 20 blocks, so he could hit me with his pulse 20 blocks away, and he could stiff me 16 blocks away, and it took me 30 arrows to kill him. So there you go, there's a few statistics, 30 arrows to kill the warden, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very, very enjoyable putting that sequence together, so I hope you enjoyed it. Now we get to put Swift Sneak on my leggings. These two shulker boxes are all the goodies that I took from the ancient city. There's my Swift Sneak 3, and I did get some other books. I did decide to bring these with me. I do have a couple more Swift Sneaks there, which is really exciting. I got some books. I did actually make some night vision potions. And I think in the introductory sequence, the sections where you could see a little bit better was when I had taken the night vision potion. I got some name tags, and I did bring back some of the skulk in case I wanted to use it. So this you could use with redstone contraptions and other bits and pieces, and that this one, the skulk, has got a really lovely texture. So I've got some music discs. I'm really keen to listen to this one, so I might have to do that at some point. We got some echo shards, got some diamond armor, a couple of templates. But I'm really keen. I think it goes on your pants, on your leggings, I believe. Yes. Now, if I'm in a crouched position, you can move a lot faster, which means making my next build is going to be a bit quicker. If you remember, we're working on the sports centre. And I have actually started pottering around trying to work out the architecture, where stairs are going to go, how the auditorium is going to go, the seats for the audience. And this is where I'm up to. Excuse the concrete look. Well, the smooth stone. It is very industrial looking. This is just me working out where things are going to go. So here we've got a grandstand with the steps that go up between the seating. The blue carpet is the seating. Unfortunately, this block here is a bottom slab, so carpet's not going to sit on it, but I needed to show the difference between the walkway and the seating, and I think that does that trick very, very nicely. These two pieces of carpet are pretty much telling me where the centre is of the circle. That big ugly wall behind, I'm hoping will be covered up, or we might turn it into a different material. But basically, here's the entrance. So we've got multiple doors, and out here is going to be some sort of different flooring with the lanes that people can line up to purchase their tickets and get in. And in here, I've decided that this area might not end up being a sports court at all. I'm still sort of deciding, depending on what happens here. We still do have plenty of room, but it really does depend on the impact that the grandstand is going to have on it. This area might become merchandise or toilets and different facilities like that, but you come through and you see this. I've decided to keep this here just so I know where the curve of that circle goes in case I need it. But this is going to be a staircase up to a members bar. So we come up here. We're going to have a nice big area here where the members can purchase food and drink. And then there's another grandstand here. And I know the angle of the grandstand here means we can't actually see the whole oval. If you've ever been to the cricket, you can generally see the entire oval from any vantage point in the seats around the edge. But unfortunately, this is Minecraft, and in order to be able to see the whole oval, it's got to be at a pretty steep incline, which means it's going to look really odd. So I've decided to make it look a little bit more realistic and cut out half the cricket pitch. But that's okay. It's really just for show. It's not going to be used. I just wanted to challenge myself with a bit of a more complicated build rather than just the blocky houses and whatnot. Yes, I'm going to expand this flooring up over the area down there. And this staircase, I've decided I might put some actual wooden stairs on. Now, we are going for a blue and white theme. I was thinking of putting some pale oak for the stairs because it's white and it's got a wood grain, so it might make this staircase a little bit more aesthetically pleasing on the eye rather than the heavy industrial block that the smooth stone gives. I'm concerned about the pink tinge that it's got. I didn't want to use quartz steps because that would be very cold, and this gives it a bit more of a traditional. It's got a bit of history to it, this place, with the wood grain, and I thought this might look a bit nicer than the quartz. So what does that look like? I think that looks quite nice. I'm not sure how I'm going to treat the underneath of the stairs yet, but I think we might end up having the pale oak wood for trim around the area. And I was thinking of putting steps for the seating. Oops. But we're going to get that effect. And I don't think we need it. I don't think we need steps to show seating. I think that's a nice look for seating just there with the blocks and the bottom slabs. I have started laying out the seating around the curve here. This is going to be tricky because if you've ever built circles in Minecraft, they're not an easy feat. And if we're trying to show stadium seating, it might get a little bit strange looking. But on the straight sections, I think that looks good. This bit's going to be, I think we might, I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we're just experimenting at this point. Yeah, we'll see how this goes with the bottom slab and the block going up on an angle like that. This is going to be a big building and it's going to take some time for me to complete because there's going to be so many different little sections and it is quite a big building in itself. So I've got the semi-super smelter going full throttle, smelting stone into smooth stone. I believe that's going to be the main building block for the sports stadium, plus all the blue and white concrete, but I think the concrete will be used more for trim and more for team display. So the Strikers cricket team in Australia is blue and white, so I think we're going to be using it to show the team colours, not so much for building, but things may change as I make more decisions about where things are going to go and how they're going to look. We might end up bringing different materials in, like the pale oak, but the semi-super smelter is doing a great job at making all the smooth stone that we're going to need. I've brought some shulkers down of stone that we can put through the smelter, and the kelp farm out the side is fueling it. So we'll leave that running, smelting the stone into the smooth stone, and we'll go back to the site and see what else we can do. I think my goal for this episode will be to get the seating done around the edge of the cricket pitch. So having basically these seats, I guess these are called the stalls, they go up to here. So they're only going to be this wide, and I'm guessing that big wall is going to travel around the edge. So it is going to be a big building, but I'm hoping to put some decorations on it so it isn't just a big circular cylinder with a wall like that. The member stand, the platform up the top there, isn't going to be all the way around, I don't think. That's just going to be in certain spots. I might have it going around the other, like the far half, but it depends on the curve. If the curve proves easy to manage without the building looking strange, then we might follow it around the back of the oval. I think if we bring it out this way, because I see this is the main road. So all the cricket followers are going to come from the two different towns. They're going to converge here. We've got this big space here for people to line up. So we can't have the big platform going out over this space. That would look really strange. So I'm thinking that platform might extend around the back over the trees, because the trees is dead space. We could cull them back a little bit more, and we do have that strange wall jutting out. So here, that sort of platform would work because there's nothing really underneath. There's more buildings, so we could have the buildings support the space underneath. And around this side, we've got buildings, so that would just become the roof of this section. I would still like to put some other sport down here. I'm thinking squash courts, because squash courts are pretty small and it gives the building other uses rather than just being for cricket. That's where I'm at the moment. So I might try and get this seating done on the ground, so to speak, and see where we go from there. Okay, I've done some more planning, and I haven't got the seating in yet, but we've got a full circle, and I've put in the gaps in the seating where the audience will come through in order to take their seating. So this area here is walkway, and we're going to have toilets and, food vending areas in this big section here. I've divided off where the other sporting area is going to be. So this area is going to be for something else. I'm thinking squash because it's a nice small court. So that's the squash area. This is the cricket area, and I've also put in another circle on the outside. So this is where people will walk in order to get to their seating, because there's usually a lot of walking to go to a sporting complex like this. There's that same gap in the seating for people to get to their seats. So this row here, this circle here, I've added. It isn't a very particularly nice circle, especially here. You can see where I've modified it because it was a little bit too too narrow. If we were to look at the map, it starts off nice, and then here it gets a little bit messy. But that's purely for movement, I think. But that's okay. And I've opened this wall up so people will come through after buying their tickets. They'll get some merchandise, maybe get some drinks. I'm thinking underneath here I might put a bar. So I might take this row of blocks away and turn that into a bar area. That might be a good use of that space. But toilets and merchandise, food and drink, and then they can either go out here to their seats or they can do the trek around the outside to find their seats. So not so much aesthetics yet, more function at the moment, but we're getting there. It's starting to take shape and I'm quite happy with it at the moment. The flooring is done in the bulk of the building, And I've gone for a stripy pattern with different blues and greys and whites, thinking it's team orientated with the blue and white for the strikers in South Australia. Plus there's a little bit of neutral colours in there as well with the grey and the cyan. So rather than just having blue and white, I decided to put in some other colours in there as well. So we've got this awesome stripy pattern which flows right through the foot traffic area, pretty much, of the entire building. And it was a bit time consuming, and every now and then I'd forget the pattern and I'd have to dig it all up and relay it. But it's done and I'm very happy with it. And we've also got some toilets. I'm not sure about the pale oak doors. Inside they don't look too bad, but here I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I like it, given that I got to keep telling myself a lot of this smooth stone will probably be taken down or covered. Remembering I've got a couple of shulker boxes with blue and white concrete that I would like to put in. So here's the entrance, and it's still not finished, obviously. So we come in, we've got the stairs going up to the members bar up the top there, and the grandstand for the members up there. We've got this lovely big carpeted area. I still do need to turn this into a bar and snacks and possibly even merchandise. I'm thinking over in this section I might put a merchandise stall. This area I've decided is going to be a cafe. It's a big function centre, like it is a big centre. So there's bound to be times where people just want to have somewhere to eat. So I've decided that this cafe is going to be self-standing. It's its own body, but it is at the cricket. So people can come in and sit and eat if there is cricket, or if there's no cricket, they can still come in and access this little cafe that will be here with yummy foods. So we've got the carpet and it spans all the way around. And I'm hoping I've got the pattern correct right through. I'm pretty sure. I have checked it a few times. And we come to this area. This is another access area to the cricket grandstand. So you can come out and take your seats. I haven't put the wall down yet. But it is a nice big area. We've got another couple of toilets down the end there. And I'm thinking there should be some sort of food and drink around this side as well. Not sure where that's going to go, but there's going to be food and drink around here as well. I haven't even considered how this section is going to be connected to the cricket facility, even if it is. I have been thinking it could be its own body like the cafe and have another entrance on the side, maybe even down here, where people can come in. That way, that flat wall along there is where the squash courts can go, and leaving this area for change rooms and toilets and a bit of an eating area as well. So that might work. We've got a bit of land out here where I could put another square. So we've got an entrance area to the squash courts. That way the people playing squash don't have to walk all the way around the cricket oval, because that's a fair hike just to play squash. So I reckon that might be the way I go. So it started, guys. I've started my sports centre and I'm pretty pleased with the progress so far. Just as the sun's setting, one thing I do want to utilise right throughout this facility are sea lanterns. I want to use sea lanterns because I have got so many of them. The floating farm is being weighted down with sea lanterns currently. So I'm going to pop over to the floating farm and show you how many sea lanterns I've got and a little bit of an update that I've given the machine down the bottom. Okay, here we are at the floating farm. Let's go down and have a look. So we're down in the basement. I still haven't turned this into a little workroom, but I've got so many sea lanterns. It's a very good machine to the point where the prismarine shards I have got so many prismarine shards in comparison to the crystal. I think it's the crystal that you need as well. Yes, the prismarine crystal. You use more prismarine crystals than you do the shards. So I've got so many prismarine shards. And the poor copper golems doing the prismarine shards are running out of space. So I've put in another auto crafter, and it's crafting prismarine bricks out of the prismarine shards. So I've got abundance of the prismarine shards, but not many of the prismarine crystals. So I've added another little section to my floating farm, but this is what I came over for. So I'm going to take a heap of these, and these will make the cricket grounds a lot more lit up because we're having quite a few creepers and things spawn there of a night time. So there's the update to the farm. Okay, I've got a shulker of sea lanterns. Now we can go back to the cricket grounds. So I'm thinking at the top of the wall, behind the grandstand, all the way around, we'll have sea lanterns lighting the place up. Plus, I want to put in some tall lights to light up the grounds for night matches, which the sea lanterns can be used for. I might also run sea lanterns around in the inside of the cricket pitch and put mossy carpet on top just to light the place up. I'm very concerned that the centre of the cricket pitch, which is what these 4 blocks are, that's the centre of the inner circle there, is going to be very dark. So I might need to do something with mossy carpet out here as well, just so we don't have oogly booglies spawning. But it's coming along. Like, considering I had a shape laid down and nothing else, it's coming along quite nicely. I think we might leave it there for the episode today, guys. So we've raided an ancient city at the start of the episode to get Swift Sneak on my leggings, which is going to make working at the heights so much nicer and quicker. And we've started a cricket / sports centre. It's got some floor and it's got the small grandstand. It's got the beginnings of the grandstand and the buildings. I do have some ideas how I can make it look a lot nicer with the blue and the white concrete. That's yet to come. And somehow I need to make some banners with an S on it for Strikers, which is the South Australian cricket team. And they're blue and white, which is why we've gone for the light blue and the white concrete. If you enjoyed the episode, please give me a thumbs up. If you've got any ideas how I can make this cricket arena better, please put them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But apart from that, that's the episode. I'm No Spring Chicken, and I'll see you next time. Bye.